Are you concerned that all this confusion over masks now, was there any concern about the minute you lift this, you're never going to be able to put it back? If there is any spike at all, a local or regional spike, considering how this was announced and sort of the political climate we live in, did you consider the fact that once you lift it, you can never put it back? Are you concerned that all this confusion over masks now, was there any concern about the minute you lift this, you're never going to be able to put it back? If there is any spike at all, a local or regional spike, considering how this was announced and sort of the political climate we live in, did you consider the fact that once you lift it, you can never put it back?
Noah's flood was 6,000 years ago. And after 6,000 years, Satan has to be tossed into an abyss for 1,000 years. And during those 1,000 years, the perfect savior, King Yahusha, who was a dark brown, woolly-haired man from the land of Judah, the same land as the slaves that were brought to the USA in 1619, his 1,000-year golden party city is going to happen while Satan's in the abyss for 1,000 years. But before that 1,000-year party city began, his tribe Judah had to go into an enslavement and oppression prophecy for 400 years, from 1619 to 2019. Now that's over. And now gamma radiation is attacking the sun, and it caused COVID-19 in 2019. And I said it was going to happen before it happened. And I got video proof. And I'm from the tribe of Judah. And I'm one of the brides of the perfect savior, King Yahusha. So this is all a movie we are living in. And once they lift the mask mandate around the nation and their vaccines wear off and the gamma radiation gets worse as the sun is attacked over and over with solar flares, when their vaccines wear off, they're going to get a new version of COVID-19, and the government is not going to be able to force people to put masks back on. And they're going to get sick. Everybody's going to get sick who's not cleansed and who does not have nano angels inside of their human avatars. And also, the sun is going to die anyway. And when the gamma radiation kills the sun, all of the gamma radiation is going to come down to Earth. It's going to turn the sky purple and green. And we're not going to have any more electricity. And then people are going to get gamma radiation poisoning. And within 3 to 6 months, they're going to die from radiation poisoning, or they're going to die from a lack of food. They're going to die from lack of water. They're going to die from heat rashes because they're going to look like zombies because their skin is going to be burning if they go out in the outside. The radiation will be too hot for unclean people. And there's going to be a purge. So there's going to be rapists who are going to be raping people, killing people, and eating people because they're going to be hungry and they're not going to have food. But they're not getting in my apartment because I have angel protection, and I'm also going to have bars on my windows. So no desperate people looking for food will be able to enter my humble abode of the light. Now, if you're following the perfect savior, if you've done your research about who King Yahusha is and who white Jesus is, and you're walking with King Yahusha and following his instructions in 2021, you're going to have angel protection. And all of those evil people who kill, rape, and murder humans during the 7 seals, demon monsters are going to come out of the abyss, and they're going to torture all of those evil people for 5 months. And they're not going to kill them. They torture them for 5 months. That's what the Bible prophecy says. The men who are evil, who killed and murdered and raped people, they're going to beg to be killed because they're going to be in so much pain and agony from the venom, from the tails of the scorpion demon monsters. So, after those 5 months are over, the 144,000 are crowned, and all who joined the perfect savior will join the 144,000 and will enter the 1,000-year party city. And then the 7th seal happens, and then all those evil people who were tortured for 5 months, they're going to be killed. Not everybody's going to die. While the 1,000-year party city is going on, there's going to be unclean people outside of the city while Satan is in the abyss for 1,000 years. And after the 1,000 years, Satan is going to be let out of the abyss, and he's going to convince the unclean people outside of the city to attack King Yahusha, the perfect savior, the king of the matrix, his 1,000-year golden party city. And then they're all those wicked people and Satan are going to be tossed into the lake of fire, and then No evilness will exist ever again. And then the perfect savior, King Yahusha, not white Jesus, not Muhammad, not Buddha, not Yahweh, King Yahusha, the Lion of Yahudah, which is called Judah. Now, his new earth will begin. And all those who awaken to his light during the COVID-19 prophecy of the seven seals will live on his new earth forever. And there won't be any homeless people. There won't be any poor people. There won't be any racist people. There won't be any greedy governments. There won't be any stupid Illuminati who uses the darkness and witchcraft of dumbass Satan, who's going to die anyway, to rule over and oppress people. This matrix will be over. The competition is still going on. Join the king of the matrix, King Yahusha. Follow his instructions by checking out my other videos. But also follow 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5 through 7, and follow Matthew 22, 37 through 40. That way you're walking with the perfect savior. So when the electricity gets knocked out, all in these wealthy countries like the United States and England and Germany and France and China, all those places, once their electricity goes out, their purge is going down. And their government and their military is not going to be able to help them. And all the rich people are going to run to their bunkers. But the demon monsters are going to get them in their bunkers. So if you're unclean, you have no protection. If you're walking with the true perfect savior, King Yahusha, not white Jesus, who is an Illuminati prince, Caesar Borgia from 1492. If you're walking with the true perfect savior, King Yahusha, you will have protection. Money cannot protect you. Your sexy face and your sexy body cannot protect you. Your fancy car cannot protect you. The Illuminati cannot protect you. Satan cannot protect you, because Satan's going to get his butt tossed into an abyss for 1,000 years, and then he's going to die. So join the light, which makes sense. Why hang out with the darkness that's going to die and that doesn't give you any real power? Money's going to burn. There won't be any electricity to use your $1 billion or your $1 million that people wish for. Join the light of the perfect savior, King Yahusha, before it's too late. We are at the end of the world. Bob Marley's songs were about a Bible prophecy, a 400-year Bible prophecy that has ended. And now the seven seals has begun. Terrorism is at an all-time high. 400 people were shot on Mother's Day weekend. And the perfect savior is attacking the sun with gamma radiation. As soon as a large solar flare hits the sun, electricity on Earth goes out. Once the electricity goes out on Earth, it's not coming back on until the 1,000-year party city. In many of my other YouTube videos from January 2020 and February 2020, I said terrorism in the United States was going to reach an all-time high. And ever since I said it, it has gotten worse and worse. That's because we're in a prophecy, and the gamma radiation is causing it. The explosion that you see here is an eruption. It is a solar flare. And solar flares, if large enough, will knock out all electricity on Earth. When a solar flare happens on Earth from gamma radiation or caused by gamma radiation, it sends electromagnetic storm weather down to Earth. That's what's COVID-19. The gamma radiation coming down to Earth from solar flares on the sun is sending energy into unclean people's hearts and lungs, causing a horrible lung infection called pneumonitis, not COVID-19. So the gamma radiation also enters people's hearts, minds, and souls. And if they're unclean, it can turn them into killers, murderers. And if you don't believe me, I don't care. Because I'm not making up the information. I'm telling people what the Bible prophecy says. And I'm using the Nag Hammadi with the Bible. But the prophecy for what's going on now is Revelation's 7 seals. And evil people going crazy and starting to murder people and attack people is part of the prophecy. It's part of the 4th seal, I think. COVID-19 was part of the 1st seal. People going crazy is part of the 2nd seal. They start murdering people. This is all happening because we're at the end of the world, because the 400-year final prophecy has come to an end. 400 years from 1619 to 2019. And now the true Hebrew, perfect Savior, King Yahusha is coming to take over.